Subhanallah.
How did it all start? Throne above the water. They are created independent of any angels, and were created before the creation of the heavens and the earth. So Allah was on His throne, which was above water. Then the first thing that Allah created for the purpose of His creation was the pen. Allah said to the pen, "Write." It said, "O Lord, what should I write?" He said, "Write down the degrees of all things until the hour begins." Allah ordained the measure of the creation 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth, while His throne was over the water. The pen, which was created 50,000 years before the heavens and the earth, wrote in the what's known as Mahfuz, the preserved tablet. Everything is within that book. Everything that you will get it is already written down. Not 50,000 years before this day, but 50,000 years before the heavens and the earth was created. Are you still concerned? What it does is, it establishes the trust of believer in Allah, that what He wrote was written for our good, and that everything happens for wisdom. It might make people question about, why did Allah create the pen? Allah created the pen to write down the degree of everything, from the beginning to the end. This proves that Allah knows everything, even before they happen. Many people say that if Allah already decreed everything, then why are we to take the blame for our action or wrongdoings? Allah knows the future before it happens. He has just written down the things we ourselves are going to do our life. So the pen wrote down the degree of everything from the beginning to the end on a preserved tablet. It is known as the mother of the book. This preserved tablet is with Allah beside His majestic throne. Then Allah created the heavens and the earth. He created 7 heavens on top of one another. But before splitting the heavens into 7 layers, Allah completed the earth first with all of its necessities. He it is who created for you all that is on earth. Then His Ra rose over towards the heavens and made them 7 heavens, and He is the all-knower of everything. And who created 7 heavens in rare? You do not see in the creation of the most merciful any inconsistency. So, return your vision to the sky. Do you see any breaks? In the beginning, the heavens and earth were joined together in the form of smoke. Then Allah separated them into separate entity as heaven and earth. This process is known in modern time, the Big Bang. Have those who disbelieve not considered that the heavens and the earth were a joint entity, and we separated them and made from water every living things? Then will they not believe? To Allah it is very easy to create something no matter how complex it is. In order to create something, Allah just said, "Be," and it becomes. Then He directed Himself to the heavens while it was smoke, and said to it and to the earth, "Come into being," willingly or by compulsion. They said, "We have come willingly." Then Allah fashioned the nearest heaven with the stars, sun, moon, etc. And He completed them as 7 heavens within 2 days, and inspired in each heaven its command, and we adorned the nearest heaven with lamps, and as a protection, that is the determination of the exalted in mind, the knowing. Do you not consider how Allah has created 7 heavens in layer, and made the moon therein a reflected light, and made sun burning lamp? Then Allah spread the earth with the things necessary for the sustenance of the human beings, plants, animals, and the creatures, and He has mentioned about them in the Quran, so that people of understanding can reason. The mountain as the means of shelter and the sustenance, and be placed within the earth firmly set mountains, lest it should shift with them. And we made therein mountain passes, roads that they might be guided. And we made the sky a protected ceiling, but they from its signs are turning away. And it is He created the night and the day, and the sun and the moon. All heavenly bodies in an orbit are swimming, and it is who sends the winds as good tidings before His mercy, until when they have carried heavy rain clouds, we drive them to other land, and we send down rain therein, and bring forth thereby some of all the fruits. Thus we will bring forth the dead. Perhaps you may be reminded. And the good land, its vegetation emerges by permission of its Lord, but that which is bad, nothing emerges except sparsely, with difficulty. Thus do we diversify the signs for a people who are grateful. And then Allah, He created the angels. They were created from light. Angels are completely obedient to Allah and do not disobey Him. They are infallible. Allah says, they, angels, disobey not the commands they receive from Allah, but do that which they are commanded. There are many angels, but only Allah knows the exact numbers. During the Prophet's ascension to the heavens, he visited a house of worship known as the much frequented house, Al-Bayt al-Mamur, the heavenly equivalent of the Kaaba. The Prophet said, every day 70,000 angels visit it and leave, never returning to it again. Another group coming after them every single day. 70,000 new angels are being created by Allah the Almighty. Then Allah created the Jinn from the smokeless flame of the fire. Allah says, and we did certainly create man out of clay from an altered black mud, and the Jinn we created from the scorching fire. Jinn possess free will, knowledge, perception, the ability to understand and reason, and the ability to distinguish and choose between good and evil, truth and falsehood. Jinn also were created to worship Allah the Almighty. Allah says, and I did not create the Jinn and mankind except to worship me. And the Jinn lived on earth 2000 years before Adam, and they were living and they were getting married, and they had ancestries and descendants and so forth, but they were so corrupt on earth. Out of all Jinn, the only good one and the only obedient one was Iblis. Allah honored him, and Allah elevated him to be in the heavens, but the Jinn were so corrupt on earth. They shed blood, and they fought with each other, and they caused so much evil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent on them armies from the angels, and also Iblis to fight against them. And then they were pushed and cornered to the island of the ocean. And Allah said to the angels, verily, I am going to place mankind generation on earth. They said, will you place therein those who will make mischief therein and shed blood, while glorify you with praises and thanks and sanctify you? Allah said, I know that which you do not know. So begins the story of Adam, the first man. the first human beings, God created Adam from a handful of soil containing portions from all its varieties on earth. Angels were sent to the earth to collect the soil that was to become Adam. It was red, white, brown, and black. It was soft and malleable, hard and gritty. It came from the mountains and the valleys, from infertile deserts and lush fertile plants, and all the natural varieties in between. The descendants of Adam were designed to be as diverse as the handful of soil from which their ancestor was created, have different appearance, attributes, and qualities. And Allah said to the angels, "And remember, when your Lord said to the angels, I'm going to create a human from sounding clay of altered black smooth mud. So when I have fashioned him and breathed into him, then you fall down prostrate to him." Allah honored the first human, Adam, in countless ways. Allah blew His soul into him. He fashioned him with His own hands, and He ordered the angels to bow down before him. And Allah said to the angels, "Prostrate to Adam," and they prostrated except Iblis.